Do you require a customer deposit or retainer to begin a project? Maybe you also require your customers to pay a certain percentage during the duration of a contract. If so, QuickBooks Enterprise 2024 has finally delivered a long-awaited feature in both the USA and Canadian versions. In the past, we've created 2 workarounds for QuickBooks Enterprise users to handle prepayments. The first option was to create a payment against a customer without an invoice. This resulted in a negative balance in the accounts receivable. Then, as you invoice that customer, the credit balance would be applied to the invoice or invoices until the credit balance reached 0. The second option was creating a current liability account called prepaid customer deposits. You would enter the deposit with the liability account, and then once you invoiced, you would have to enter the liability account to take the deposit amount out of the liability account. You can see what a nightmare this has been for most businesses. This new feature allows you to accept prepayments against sales orders. QuickBooks does all the hard work behind the scenes to save you time. In this video, I will demonstrate how you will set up prepayment preferences, record the prepayment, and how QuickBooks posts the entries. First, let's check to see if our preferences are set up correctly. Before we get started, if you haven't already, log into your company file in single user mode as the admin user. First, make sure sales orders are enabled. Go to Edit, Preferences, Sales and Customers. Under Company Preferences, choose Enable Sales Orders and OK to save your changes. Second, set up your prepayment settings within Preferences. Go to Payments, Company Preferences, click on Prepayment Settings. Under Step 1, checkmark Turn on Prepayment, then choose the liability account to record your prepayments. If you have not set up your account yet, which I have not, let's go through the steps to create your new account. Scroll to the top of the Chart of Accounts list. Click Add New. It's going to be an Other Current Liability account. Enter the account name. I will call my account Prepaid Deposits. Fill everything else in as desired, and once you're finished, choose Save and Close. Then click the blue OK button to save your prepayment settings. Click OK for a final save within Company Preferences. Recording a prepayment. Also known as customer deposit. From either the home page of the customer menu, select Create Sales Order. I'm going to choose a sales order already entered for Ernesto. To receive the prepayment, click on Receive Payments. A pop-up reminder will appear to let you know that you cannot make any changes to the prepayment once you apply it to an invoice. You could choose to not display the pop-up reminder going forward. If the customer payment screen looks familiar, it's because you've probably used it many times in the past. Notice how next to the customer payment, there is now a prepayment box and a checkbox indicating the payment is a prepayment for a sales order. The customer and sales order pre-populates into the customer payment screen. You need to enter the payment amount, any reference number, and how the customer is paying. You can also process electronic payments like you would for a normal payment on account. Ernesto paid $3,000 with a check. The details section shows the date of the payment, sales order number, total amount of the sales order, and the payment you applied, along with information added within the sales order memo field. Save and close or save and new once finished. Keep in mind that you can also go right to the Receive Payment section to record your prepayment as well. You would checkmark the prepayment on the sales order box and choose the customer in sales order to apply the prepayment to. Once we go back to the sales order, you will see that a $3,000 prepayment was applied. Let's go back to the prepayment. If I click Control Y from the customer prepayment, it will show me the transaction journal related to Ernesto's deposit. A $3,000 debit was created for undeposited funds, and a $3,000 credit went to prepaid deposits. This is the journal entry we used to have to manually create in the past. Now let's talk about prepayment reports. There are 2 prepayment reports available to run. The first report is an open sales order by customer. Go to Reports, Sales, Open Sales Order by Customer. Here we can view Ernesto's sales order, total amount of sales order, the open balance, which is the same because we haven't billed and invoiced against the sales order, and any prepayments made to date. Ernesto shows the $3,000 prepayment to date. The second report is Open Prepayments by Customer. Go to Reports, Customers and Receivables, Open Prepayments by Customer. This does exactly what it says. It will list the customer and job name along with any prepayments made. The prepayment open balance shows the amount that can be applied to the customer's invoice. Now we will apply the prepayments to invoices. When creating an invoice from a sales order for which a prepayment has been made, QuickBooks performs the behind-the-scenes work to apply the prepayment against the invoice. Let's go back to Ernesto's sales order and create an invoice as you normally do. You can also create an invoice with Ernesto and choose a sales order to apply. Either way works. As I've learned, there are usually 2 or more ways to do the same thing in QuickBooks. Save your invoice. Once you save your invoice, a pop-up will show that there are credits available to apply to this invoice. Choose Yes to apply the prepayment within the Apply Credits screen. Under Credits, apply the prepayment credit like any other credit towards your invoice. Choose Done once finished. You will get the similar warning pop-up notifying you that once you save the prepayment to the invoice, you will have to delete the payment and redo if you made a mistake. Click OK to proceed. The prepayment will be applied to the invoice. The amount shows underneath the total with the balance due at the very bottom of the invoice. Let's preview the invoice. It displays the total and shows the payment amount with the balance due as the total. Verify that the payment applied and balance due amounts are correct. Now let's take a look at the journal entry. Once the invoice with the prepayment credits saved, it will create a general journal entry. To view the entry, I'm going to click on the Transaction tab and choose the 3000 General Journal Transaction. It will debit your prepaid deposit account for $3,000 and credits the accounts receivable for $3,000. I will bring up my prepaid deposits account and run a quick report. You can see the prepayment amount and then the journal entry to show that the payment was applied to an invoice, leaving a balance of 0. This new prepayment feature will significantly reduce the work to accept, track, and correctly account for prepayments. I hope that Intuit will do the same with vendor prepayments for products received at a later date. Remember, customer prepayments are only available for QuickBooks Enterprise and Enterprise Accountant users in the US and Canada. If you would like a free consultation to talk about the different QuickBooks software solutions that will work best for your business, or to find out what QuickBooks Enterprise offers that the others do not, please schedule a meeting by clicking on my link shown below in the description. Also, I'm able to give you a price quote for new and current users with QuickBooks Enterprise to see if we can save you money. Thank you so much, as always, for watching my video.